Hello, believers, non-believers, and everyone in between. You're listening to Stories with Sapphire. I am Sapphire Sandalo. Now get cozy and open your mind because it's story time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stories with Sapphire Live. Can you hear me okay? I think this might be the first live with my new mic. Hello, hello. Let me know if the audio is okay. I'm all bundled up because I am freezing in my house. Uh-oh, my bangs are weird. So I titled this stream, what did I title it? Something very silly. Reading stories while my face is still numb. I've regained feeling. I have regained feeling in my face. I went to the dentist earlier today and it sucked. That's such a cliche, like people hating the dentist, but I had no problem with it. No problem with it when I was a child because my dentist was a cool spaceship themed dentist, and then you had headphones and you can watch movies, and also my teeth were fine as a child, so there's not a lot you have to do. But then as an adult, there's a lot they gotta do, so that's what sucked. Also, while we're waiting for people to trickle in, I wanted to shout out R.I.P. Alter Weekly. I used to have a horror podcast with Alter. Alter is a YouTube channel where they have really awesome independently made horror shorts. Go check it out. And yeah, it was very short-lived. 20 episodes. I'm still bummed about it. It's okay, but it's a cozy sweater. I'll rep them because it was a good time. Let's say hi to some people. Hi, Unknown, Oh Divine Beast, Leah, Black Yoshi, Lathan, Roland, Mellowed, Mellow, Noi 4290, Ebony Burgess, Megan Bran, Linva B. I'm gonna mispronounce everything. Ocean Vibes, Krillin Diced, Ale, John S, Cringe Edits, My Pride Fan, Rachel Taunuu, Listen to Distractible, Salty Sailor 609. Welcome. There was a super chat earlier. Adam, super chat of dreams. Also, be on the lookout for something neat in the mail. Oh my gosh, are you sending me something? You did not have to do that. If anyone, thank you. If anyone ever feels the desire to send me something random, you're more than welcome to. I do have a P.O. box, and the address is somewhere. It's a 3001 North Broadway, Unit 47, Los Angeles, California 90031. It's somewhere on my Instagram. All right, so let's get in. Oopsies. I don't like how this what do you call it? I usually move the pop filter for the live streams because it's like weird. It's like, hey guys, and you like can't see my mouth and it seems very awkward and weird. But it is attached to this thing. And I don't want to move it because I like where it is right now. Whatever, it's fine. We'll deal with it. Also at the end, if this is your first time here, hi, welcome. So this is the live stream I do every Wednesday at 5:30. A little more loosey, a little more goosey than the podcast and the YouTube videos, which are very polished and take me forever. So this is my chance to talk to all of you in a more casual vibe. I choose some emails to read. You can super chat me here or just send a message and regular message in chat. And then at the very end, we do a collective reading. So if you want your message from your angels and ancestors, stick around till the end. All right. Ready for your first story? Here we go. This one is called Personal Dream Stories. Hey Sapphire, my name is Myra and I've been watching your content since 2017. I have a few stories that I think you might want to hear. The first one begins when my grandfather passed away. He passed around 7 years ago. Before he passed, he had been living in the house next to ours. I was really close to him due to that. He would visit very often. About a month after he passed, I was trying to sleep, and it was impossible for me to do so. Everyone else was asleep except me. We were living in a trailer home, and at any time of the day, you could hear footsteps if someone was walking. While trying to fall asleep, I felt as if someone walked into my room, but I didn't think much of it due to not being able to hear footsteps. About 5 minutes later, I felt as if someone was caressing my hair. It didn't feel as if their intentions were bad. I got up and there was absolutely no one else in my room. I checked next door and all of my brothers were all asleep. So I told my mom about it and she told me not to worry and nothing really happened again. But to this day, all of us think it was my grandpa who came to visit me since I didn't get to say goodbye to him. The second story has to do with my father. Me and my dad were really close. I say we were because he passed away last year in June. In August, I started school, and around October, I was feeling really stressed, and I had forgotten my dad's birthday was in October. The night before his birthday, I had a dream. In this dream, I saw my dad. It started with me walking into the kitchen, and as soon as I saw him, I ran to hug him. It felt very nostalgic. Until the next day, I realized something I hadn't thought about. My dad and I were almost the same height, but in the dream, I barely reached his chest, which I think was my younger self in the dream. I never thought much about the height difference since I was overjoyed of seeing my dad again, even if it was just in a dream. If you ever come across this email, thank you so much for reading it. I hope you like these stories. If you want, I could also send more that have happened to my family. Sincerely, Myra. Oh, I love these. These are my favy faves. I do love a good, nice, heartwarming ghosty ghost. You look so different from videos and live stream. Yeah. The main difference is I'm not wearing makeup. This is what I look like when I come from the dentist. All right. Here is this one. Did I read this one yet? Okay, this one's called Walter, the Spirit I Saw and Never Forgot. I remember this like it was yesterday, even though I'm 18 now. I was 12 years old. I had deep, natural red hair, and I have hazel green eyes and pale skin. It was roughly 5 p.m. I was in Black Tahoe. Black Tahoe, is that a place? I was in a black Tahoe, like the truck. I was wearing blue jeans and a Selena Gomez shirt from a concert I went to a few years prior. We were at Sherwood Hills, a rehab center where my dad previously worked. We returned so my dad could return his uniform and keys. I looked around waiting for my dad to come back when I saw something on the second floor. My dad named him Walter. He was fairly tall, a little translucent. He had dark brown hair, fair skin, a white tank top, blue jeans, pale skin, and a brown alcohol bottle in his hand. He looked like he was in his mid-20s, though I never saw his face. I don't think he was looking at me anyway, and walked through a door that was locked. I shrugged it off because it looked like he used the door normally and went back to my phone. When my dad came back, I told him about it. What he said sent shivers down my spine. He said, "Shannon, the only people here are you, me, and the guard I gave my stuff and keys to." I immediately got a sinking feeling and demanded to leave. I've never been near there since. Eek, Walter. What are you doing, buddy? Creepy. I would, you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do too. I think maybe when I read these, I'll also give feedback on how to write them better. For this one, again, if you want it, but you can't respond. So, I think what would have been better is not to reveal the fact that Walter is a spirit, early on, because you want that moment of realization at the end of the story, So maybe you say you just saw a guy, you thought it was weird that they're doing something, but you make it us believe that they were a person, and then at the end, there was no one else here, That's just my opinion. Cool. Random. Yeah, since Snarled you never age. Are you secretly a vampire? Snarled was in 2016, and it's 2022, so 6 years. I don't think people age that much in 6 years, so I don't think that's okay. This one's titled "A Psychological Horror Story I Wrote." Okay. Hello, Sapphire. I have written a psychological horror story, which is kind of confusing according to my friends, but to explain it in brief, it's about a person stuck in a mental asylum who thinks he is a bird that cannot escape. Okay. I watched as another entity appeared before me. It was human, of course, but with different facial structures than I'm used to. It stood staring at me as I glared back at it, trying to thrust my inferiority upon the deadly stare. The human bent down and slowly caressed my cage. As I fell back, petrified, I watched as it slowly moved its hand about my cage. There's no way I was going to die today. I moved about my cage, trying to look for a possible route out. The human took a sudden pause. I was confused. Was this a tactic to lure me into a trap? The human had a look of curiosity as I looked closer into its eyes. Maybe it had no intention in harming me in the first place. The human was fishing for something in its pouch as it pulled out a rectangular object. Holding it vertically, it pointed the object at me. This was probably a weapon to kill. I frantically moved about my cage, clawing at the outsides, looking for a possible latch to unlock. 3 minutes had passed, and I was starting to panic as the human poked its fingers through the cage. It was still holding the weapon. It was no use. I'd have to sit here in this box and rot while being stared upon by humans. The human peered down at the object and clicked something as it began to put it away. The human stepped away for a few minutes as it interacted with another one of its kind. I gawked, cursing at them. They laughed as they continued peering down at the object. I let out a screech of cries, rattling the cage. Laughter roared in the room. The human approached my cage. However, I had enough. I stood my ground, ready to attack. The human seemed to be fiddling with something. It was the latch. The human accidentally lifted it, and bam! I soared out the cage and clung onto its face, clawing at it. The human let out a screech of pain, just as I felt as they were attacking me. Blood poured out its eyes, and its face was all scratched. It struggled to pull me off. The other human just stood there mortified as its partner slowly bled to death. It stopped moving. Oops. Didn't mean to go that far. Rookie mistake, my friend. Rookie mistake. I set back my wings to fly, only to fail. My wings, they were cut. I suddenly felt as if I was taking a warm bath, as I was surrounded by a warm substance. My vision slowly turned red as I heard sirens wailing their cries from outside. Police sirens. I tried to take a deep breath, but there was something clogging my nostrils. The same warm substance. My body then turned cold, as if I was dumped in a bucket of ice. There was something in my hands. A blade? Have I escaped? And then there's a little Footnote. To add more context, the two humans who were originally frightening the bird are actually his negative thoughts and emotions. And when the bird attacked human one, he ended up releasing himself. That's cool. So, yeah, I guess I'm just giving advice now. So I think that has such good potential for a psychological horror story. But here's the thing. If a story needs explanation, then it's not a good story, in my opinion. So if what I would try to do, so if you're, let's see, person stuck in a mental asylum who thinks he's a bird that cannot escape. So what I would do is like for the beginning part of the story, just like really lean into making us believe that what we are hearing the point of view of is a bird. So like give us descriptions that make us think, oh, this is a bird's perspective. And then it's revealed in the end that it is actually a human. I think you did a really good job. I love the idea of dying is the release. God, it's so dark, but I love it. But yeah, and I think that is honest, like the main takeaway I want everyone in here to take away. If you're writing your own stories, even telling your own stories, like don't make us believe something completely different for as long as you can. I think a lot of the emails that I read, I think you give away too much too soon. Just withhold it. Make us believe something else, so that way then when the reveal comes, it feels a lot more like, what? And then what was the other thing? The whole like the humans are the intrusive thoughts. I didn't really pick up on that. So if you wanted that to be really clear, let's see. The humans are the intrusive thoughts. The humans never really say anything. I mean, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I think if you're going to go with that, the negative thoughts and emotions, the humans themselves need to actually be expressing those things that they're representing. Because I didn't really get that. I just thought that they were people. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's super clear. But yeah, I mean, what might be cool is like in the end, as this supposed bird is dying, it's like that. Then you start describing them in a human-like way. So then the reader is like, okay, so it wasn't a bird. You know what I mean? These are just ideas, thoughts, notes. You can take them or leave them. This is just what I would personally do. Cool. Oh my gosh. Stories of Sapphire Live has now become story feedback time. And as all, you can tell me to F off, but you know what? This is the show now. So this is what we're doing. And also, yeah, it's like, I love giving tips, on storytelling. I want everyone to be a good storyteller. It only helps everyone. Unknown says, Sapphire, what would you do if you woke up in one of your stories as a character who's meant to die? What would I do? I wouldn't even know. Oh, Divine Beast, I'm sorry, and I know the feedback isn't malicious, but it's so funny. Why is it funny? Why is it funny? I want everyone to be a good writer. All right, I think maybe we'll end with this one before we do a reading. So here we go. Okay, my English is not the best, but please keep true to my story. Okay. Hello, this is my first time ever submitting, but as I recently got into your podcast, I was intrigued to submit my story, so here I am. This story happened to my brother in about 2018 to 2020. My house wasn't the oldest, but it was certainly not new. It was built in the 1930s, and it always had an eerie feeling to it. For instance, while I would walk up the stairs, I would always feel like I was being watched. Or when I was 9 or 10, I completely refused to go to the second floor by myself. We even at one point found a small door in my bedroom that led to some dimly lit, deserted room. Although this is all quite weird and creepy, this story really starts underneath the house, in the crawl space. 2 of my brothers were walking around underneath the house until they got separated. My older brother, who at the time was about 11, left my 6-year-old brother in a different section of the crawl space. This is when my 6-year-old brother, Michael, saw a man. Michael told me the man looked about 6'2". He had curly black hair and brown eyes. He was wearing a blue plaid shirt and tan khakis, and he was transparent. Of course, this scared Michael. He was only a little kid, and you'd be scared too. Thankfully, Adam wasn't an evil spirit. He had just been just as surprised as Michael saw him, as Michael was to see Adam. They had talked, but not long, only about 2 minutes, and then Adam disappeared. Although over the next 2 years, Michael had seen Adam 3 other times, in the kitchen, in the hallway, and in the car. None of these interactions lasted more than 5 minutes. Some did not even reach 30 seconds, but Michael, of course, asked questions. Apparently, Adam died in a car accident on the way to church, and not a long time ago. Adam still looked relatively modern. Of course, Michael is 10 now, and he's forgotten a lot of what they talked about, but my mom witnessed my brother talking to him firsthand. Their last interaction, which was in our car while my mom was driving. My mom could not see Adam, but my little brother had greeted him cheerfully, saying, "Oh, hi." My mom took the chance with a ghost to ask him questions, although for Adam's case, he didn't know the afterlife any more than the living did. Most of my mother's deep existential questions were answered with, "I don't know," or something along those lines. After this encounter, my brother had never seen Adam again. Although, as I listened to Michael explain his first-hand experience with the ghost, I realized something. Adam had died in a car accident, and the last time my little brother had seen Adam was in a car. What if riding in a car or driving down a certain road safely or something along those lines was his unfinished business? Well, if he was set free from being a ghost, I hope wherever he is in a better place now. My brother and I have other paranormal experiences, but nothing is as insane as seeing a ghost. I still may submit again, but thank you for reading my story. Oh, wow. First of all, your English is great. That was really cool. I liked that a lot. I never thought of ghosts, a ghost dying in a car accident and then needing to have a good car ride to be set free. That's kind of cool. I like that. I've never heard of a theory like that. I like it. No notes. You did it. You did it well. Actually, no. I'll say I was gonna do more story notes, but you know what? That's for another time. Adam, thank you for the super chat. Also, my first Sapphire live on a plane. Oh my gosh, you're on a plane. That's fun. Hello. All right, y'all ready for your collective reading? All right, so I want everybody in the chat to take 3 deep breaths and just focus on your breath and focus on what message you would like to receive. See if you have any questions. Ooh, I just got tinglies. Okay. Ready? Oof, big reveal. Here we go. I love this deck. Okay, here we go. Oh, stag, trust and thrive. All right, let me read what this means for you. I've, again, not memorized these yet. Okay, this is your everyone's message. Come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty. The stag card brings graceful and powerful medicine into your life. In the Celtic traditions, the stag, with his crown of antlers, is known as the king of the forest and is a totem that brings protection in challenging times. In Native American traditions, he is greatly loved, for stags and deer have provided food for the people and materials that have allowed them to create medicine items such as drums, rattles, and smudge fans. Although the stag has been hunted in the past, and still is, he has strength, dignity, and poise. When this card arises, it can also represent fertility and sexuality, maybe an opportunity to explore your sexual side with your spiritual integrity supporting you on that journey. You have an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all that you have to offer, all your gifts, strength, and power, and make the most of it. You were born to lead, and this can only become reality when you are willing to put yourself in that position. Stag energy allows you to feel safe because the antlers keep away anything that could interfere with your intelligence and presence, and their strength gives you the power to be agile in your thinking. You are being encouraged to retain your dignity and be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. This, in turn, will give you more power to thrive. Onwards and upwards. Ah. Yay. Thank you, Stag. All right, well, I hope that message resonated with you. All right, everyone. It is now time for me to go. I'm very hungry. Well, thank you all for sticking around to the end. Ben Althauser, Oh Divine Beast, Tak Isrblix, oh gosh, I can't pronounce anything. Just Monica, Lathan Roland, Mushroom, Jamie Lee, Cringe Edits, Alistair or Rory, the local demon uncle, Noi 4290, Adam Lombardo, Lane VB, Unknown, Leah, Ruby WLW Rose. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget, I have another live stream, vibe stream, that I do on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I read from some spooky books that I have. What else? Yes, I think that's the only update. Also, a new animated video went up. It will be the last new animated video of the year. So watch it, like it, share it. But yeah. Oh man, y'all, there's just like so much cool stuff happening that I cannot talk about yet. But next year's going to be wild. That's all I want to say. And I want all of your 2023s to be wild and amazing. So good night. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow and next week.